I bought a lot of books. Let's unbox them together. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, and today we're going to unbox a lot of books from Book Outlet. I recently had a bit of a blackout, and I think I ordered around 30 books off of the website because they were having an end of year clearance sale. And everything was very good discounted, and I saw some things on there I could not have. So let's talk about it. First of all, whoever's been at Book Outlet has listened when I've complained about the last several, if not all of the Book Outlet hauls I've ever gotten, and they started shrink wrapping their boxes because the last few, if you ever go back and look at, I've done plenty of Book Outlet hauls on this channel, those boxes look like they had been chewed up and spit out, and the books would come through kind of damaged. So I'm very interested to see now that they've downsized their boxes and they're shrink wrapping, which I love. So yeah, kudos to whoever is paying attention at Book Outlet. This feels much more secure and well taken care of. So kudos to you all. So without further ado, I have 4 boxes here and 30 minutes to unbox them all because I have to go to work. So let's jump into it. Okay, starting with box number 1. Let's dive into it. So a lot of the time what I tend to order from Book Outlet are books that I've been hearing a lot about that I either can't get from the library or nonfiction that just sound really interesting to me, and or the majority of these, as like we actually go through them, are going to be graphic novels. I can get really great discounted graphic novels on Book Outlet, which is what a majority of this haul is going to be, so stay tuned for all of those. But as one more disclaimer before we jump in, sorry, I am going to be doing a 24 and 24 hour readathon, not readathon, like book challenge, where I'm going to try and read 24 graphic novels in 24 hours because I have no room for all of these new graphic novels on my graphic novel shelf. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, welcome to my annual Book Outlet haul. Let's jump into it. The first thing that we got is King of Wrath by Amy Huang. This is, of course, a very popular book on BookTube, Book Talk. This essentially is about a billionaire CEO who thrives on control, and Vivian Lau, jewelry heiress and daughter of his newest enemy, the wife he never wanted and the weakness he ever saw coming. Very interesting, very intrigued. I've heard a lot about Annie Huang. I know she's a very popular like romance novel writer, and I'm intrigued. Also, this edition is in very good condition. Edition's in good condition, so very happy about that. So if I enjoy this, I definitely want to continue on in the series. Next, let's talk about a very interesting nonfiction. I do have a goal for myself this year, and I'll get into this in another later video of my 2025 reading plans, but I want to read more nonfiction. I feel like I used to be really good about reading it. I definitely have stepped away in the last couple years, but this I found seemed very interesting. This essentially is about a team of scientists that conducted a landmark 10-year study. They followed 1,000 women from across America, some who received abortions and some who were turned away. It follows the in-depth, data-driven examination of the negative consequences for women who cannot get abortions and provides incontrovertible evidence to refute the claim that abortion harms women. I'm just intrigued. I think given the current state of the world as we're in right now, I have my own personal beliefs that I feel about this kind of information, and I just thought this was something that'd be very informative, and I kind of am intrigued to see the takeaways. I already can kind of tell the tone of it for sure just from reading the back, but yeah, I'm just very interested to see what this shows, what it entails, and yeah, I'm interested. Next, let's hop into a couple graphic novels. This one is called Freaking Romance Volume 1. I've seen this one. This is by Snail Lord, which amazing name. This one I've seen quite a few times in Target and just online, and it just seems like a webtoon comic that I would really enjoy. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I think it'll be very interesting. It might be a little steamy. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I've heard good things, so I'm excited about it. Next, I want to get the complete collection of this. This is a different version than I thought it was going to be, but I'm interested. So apparently Marvel put together, so if you didn't know, The Wizard of Oz is an entire series. It's not just The Wizard of Oz. There's like, I think 8 other books, and I actually have the full written series up at the top of my shelves in beautiful hardcover editions. But these are the graphic novels, which I'm very interested in. I do have a couple versions in hardback for these of like the one-off stories. But yeah, I saw these, thought they'd be interesting, and I just, yeah, want to read the whole series. I think I actually, do I give myself, hold on, do I give myself the challenge this year of reading the entire Wizard of Oz series? I don't know, we're gonna circle back on that one. But for now, this is a graphic novel version of it. I'm very excited. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited for this. This looks beautiful. Okay, this is, I've been having this book on my shelves for forever. This is Once Upon a Dragon's Fire by Beatrice Blue. I'm obsessed with the art on this. I think it's so beautiful. There's also another book that I've read recently that I saw that's a children's book that's called, I think, The Dragon Bakery or The Dragon in the Bakery. Look at the art on this. Oh, I'm excited. I want to start buying like more children's books as I see them, like ones that really speak to me, because I want them for my kids at some point. And I love a good children's book so much. So obsessed. Okay, next. Oh, here's the other one that I got. This is another one of the Wizard of Oz collections. This is, I think, books 1 through 6, and no, sorry. The Road to Oz numbers 1 through 6, and Emerald City of Oz 1 through 5. So yeah, I think it's like a collection of parts of the story. The art in this, you guys. Oh, obsessed. I think these are going to be fun to try and collect over the years. I just think they look really, really cool. I'm very excited about this. Okay, next, let's talk about this one. I don't know about you guys, but Webtoon, for whatever reason, for me, puts out some of the best graphic novels. This is Third Shift Society. This essentially follows a girl who I think becomes, her boss is pumpkin-headed Ichabod, trying to team up and fight things that go bump in the night. Yeah, working a job at a paranormal detective society with the head of a pumpkin and jack-o'-lantern. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by this. I think it's actually gonna be pretty cute. I really like the art actually as I'm looking through it. So yeah, I don't know why. Webtoons for me just tends to do really, really good graphic novels. So I'm excited about it. Okay, next. Ooh, this one I think I'm gonna be really interested in. Oh, this is an actual book. I thought this was a graphic novel. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so this is definitely different than what I thought it was going to be, but this is After the Ink Dries by Cassie Gustafson. This essentially, I believe, is a YA book, which I don't tend to read very much anymore, but she's a 16-year-old webcomic artist who wants to fit in at her affluent new high school. And the morning after a drunken house party, she wakes up half-clothed and discovers words and names drawn in Sharpie in intimate places on her body. Interesting. Okay, I'm like, this is gonna be a hard read for sure, but I hear really good things. The reviews were really good on Goodreads, so I'm gonna have to give myself some good headspace with this one, but I'm very interested to see what this has to say. Okay, next, another one that I was very excited about. This one has been on my shelves again for forever. The art, so excited about. I just love a good graphic novel. I really do, guys. So this is Brownstone. This essentially is about a girl who goes to live with her Guatemalan father for an entire summer. And she has to navigate the language, that she doesn't speak Spanish. She learns to get to know the residents of his neighborhood. So yeah, I just think this will be cute, little father-daughter dynamic. And I'm just very intrigued. I think it'll be really cute. Again, the art looks adorable. I'm very excited about this one. Oh, I love a good graphic novel. Okay, next, let's talk about The Memory Book. Okay, again, I thought these were graphic novels. These were definitely in the graphic novel section. Interesting. Okay, so this is about a girl who ends up with a rare genetic disorder that doctors say will slowly steal her health, and then the memory book is born, a journal written to her future self so she can remember everything, from where she stashed her study guides to how great it feels to be a best friend again. Definitely thought this was a graphic novel. Very intrigued though. I think this is going to be really interesting. The ratings on it as well were really, really good. So surprise, surprise, it's an actual novel, but I'm not actually mad about it. Okay, and last thing in box number 1 is Roverandom by J.R.R. Tolkien. This, I think, is about a dog. Oh yeah, here we go. In 1925, 4-year-old Michael Tolkien lost his beloved dog toy on the beach. To console him, his father improvised a story about Rover, a real dog who transformed into a toy and forced to seek out the wizard who wronged him in order to be returned to normal. First time 70 years later, it's being published for the first time. I just think this is so cute. It's really short. I really want to read more from J.R.R. Tolkien. Ooh, it has illustrations. Beautiful. Yeah, so I just think this will be good. I haven't read anything yet by J.R.R. Tolkien, but I'm excited, and I think this will be a good starting in point. So look at that cover too. Stunning. Okay, box number 1 is done. Let's go on to box number 2. Box number 2. Okay, so let's start in again with another graphic novel. I told you guys this is pretty graphic novel heavy. This is The Girl Who Sang, a Holocaust memoir of hope and survival. I'm very intrigued in any sort of Holocaust type of story, and this one again had really high ratings on it. I think this is an actual like story of an actual person, only just because the author, I think, on the back. And I don't know if this is a story that then got translated into a graphic novel. If anyone knows, please let me know down in the comments below. But again, stunning art style, probably beautiful, heartbreaking story. So I'm very intrigued to see how this one goes. Next, let's talk about a new one that I found from Lois Lowry. I absolutely love The Giver. Is one of my favorite books of all time, and so anything Lois Lowry comes out with, I've read, I think, almost her entire backlist. I read it a couple years ago as like kind of a challenge for myself for the year, but this one was a really cute one. This is basically about two girls, a girl and a woman named Sophie, and one is 8 years old and one is 3 times older than that. And the older Sophie has been losing track of moments in her life, so she essentially helps to open and help the woman remember her older memories. So I just think it's like 2 unlikely best friends. I think it's going to be really cute. I think it's going to be heartbreaking. And yeah, I'm excited to read this one. It seems like a really cute one. So I think I'll probably save this one for middle grade March, but we'll talk about that at a later point. Okay, another one that I'm super excited about. Oh, this one got a little bent up. This is In the Infinity Particle by Wendy Yu. She's the creator of Mooncakes, who I read a couple years ago. I didn't love Mooncakes, but this one I've heard really good things about. This is basically, I think there's like new technology and she falls in love with a robot. Something like that is from what I'm trying to remember. I'm really obsessed with the art style in this. Kind of a little bit more anime style, like anime manga style. I think this is going to be really cute. I think it's kind of like a futuristic type of version. Yeah, a story about love, autonomy, and technology, crafting both a beautiful vision of the future and bittersweet reminder that centuries from now, we are still human. I'm very excited about this one. I think this one's actually going to be really good. Okay, next. Let's talk about, okay, so I'm really into it. Oh, this one's kind of gross. Okay, well, this one is, they had a collection that popped up of really beautiful copies of some of Agatha Christie's novels. I have a few on my shelves. I've read a couple of them over the years. I definitely want to read more from her. She's like, of course, the OG of a murder mystery. And so yeah, I picked up a couple of them. These are the Miss Marple mystery books. So of course she has her Hercule Poirot, I can never remember how to pronounce that, series, and then this one I think is her other version of it. So this one is of course Murder at the Visage. Someone tell me in the comments how to pronounce that. I apologize. Yep, murder mystery, seems classic. Her first novel, featuring the beloved investigator Mrs. Marple, a dead body in the clergyman's study, proves to the indomitable sleuth that there's no place, holy or unwise, is the sanctuary from homicide. There you go. I'm excited. So I picked up a couple of these, so we'll find these as we kind of go through the boxes. Yep, so for example, this is another one. So I think these all tie to this Marple collection. So this is an anthology of 12 new mysteries kind of following the Marple world or murder mysteries. There's some by, who do I know in here? Alyssa Cole, Lucy Foley, Leigh Bardugo, Ruth Ware, Kate Moss, I don't know if I know, Karen M. McGinnis. Yeah, so I think a bunch of different authors came together and wrote their own versions of a murder mystery, which I'm very excited to read. I think these are going to be really good. So I want to read some of her like OG ones to kind of get a basis and then dive into the anthology. Okay, this one was kind of random, and this is a whole series that I probably could pick up if I love it, but this is Oddly Normal by Otis Frampton. This, I think, follows A 10-year-old girl with pointed ears and green hair, a half-witch who is the first to tell you that having a mother from a magical land doesn't make it easy to make friends at school. So she travels to Fig Nation to discover the mystery of her parents' disappearance. There she navigates a new school, monstrous bullies, and evil itself in an unforgettable fantasy adventure. So yeah, I'm like, look at the little characters on the back. This just looks really cute. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of excited about this one. So again, love a graphic novel. I think this one's gonna be really cute. And yeah, I threw this one in kind of randomly last minute, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, this one I'm very interested in. So this is 10 Days in a Madhouse by Nellie Bly. This is, or adapted from the work of Nellie Bly. So this is a story of a woman who essentially, I think, convinced people to put her in a insane asylum, and basically like did a journal entry and like wrote a book about what her experience was like in the insane asylum, which to me is wild. So, oh, okay, I actually got a book to go with it because I wanted to know more about this author, and she was a journalist, a feminist, an investigator. So this is an actual graphic novel that goes along to kind of tell her story of who she was as like a person. So I figured I'll read this and then read the graphic novel to go along with it. I do at some point want to read her actual writing from the 10 Days in a Madhouse. Like, it is an actual book, I believe, or like a journal or some like a journal publication. So I think this will be a really interesting combo to look at and get into. So I'm very, very intrigued by that. Okay, next, another graphic novel. Again, can't help myself. This is The Glass Scientists, Volume 1. I think this is like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of retelling in a graphic novel form. The tagline says, London isn't the safest place for mad scientists these days. So, oh yeah, it is like a Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He founded the Society of Arcane Sciences, a place where like-minded eccentrics could come together to defy the laws of nature in peace. Very intrigued. I think this one will be cute. I don't know if I'll totally love it based on the title or the comp, but I think it'll be really cute. The art looks incredible. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I love finding new graphic novel series that like I'm into. Okay, another one, graphic novel, I'm telling you guys, I was on a roll. Oh, okay. Again, I really was thinking a lot of these were more graphic novel. Apparently not. This is, oh, and this is like printed on the actual book. Interesting. Okay, so this is The Misfits, a royal conundrum. And I think this is basically for a girl that gets lumped together to the strangest boarding school, a former castle turned prison that's now a reforming art school. Interesting. So check this one out. I think this one will be really cute. Again, these were all listed under graphic novels, so I'm a little interested why they're actual novels inside. There's definitely illustrations, so that might be part of it, but like you guys can see, some illustrations inside. But yeah, might save this one again for middle grade March as well. But yeah, it's looked really cute. It kind of gave me like, oh my gosh, what is it called? The Big Hero 6 vibes, like kind of unlikely characters coming together, all of that kind of stuff. Oh, okay. Talking and totally switching gears, this is Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. So I want to again read more nonfiction this year. Also want to read more classics. Again, try to just divert my reading a little bit from the fantasy that I've been heavily involved with the last couple years. But yes, this is Mrs. Dalloway. This is, of course, a brilliant novel exploring the hidden springs of thought and action in one day of a woman's life, a day that also is the last day of a war veteran's life. Interesting. I don't think I've ever read a Virginia Woolf before, so I'm very excited about this. And I do believe this is an annotated version as well that I got. So I'll be interested to see. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I thought there was an annotated version of this. Oh, kind of. Let's see. Chronology, preface. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what this one turns out to be. I do want to read more Virginia Woolf this year. I have another one of hers on my shelves as well. Where is it? Somewhere on here. Oh yeah, I have, what is the one? It's in her room, I think, or in the room. So yeah, I want to read that one as well too this year because her books aren't very long. So very excited about this. Okay, next I got kind of a random one. This is The World at Night by Babrak Tafrishi. This, I believe, is, oh yeah, okay, this is kind of like a coffee table-esque style book, but it's basically just pictures of the world at night. Just some beautiful graphic images. I love a good coffee table book just to actually read through. I don't know why, I just find them very interesting and usually incredibly beautiful books. Look at that, stunning. So yeah, I just thought this one looked really cool. I love the night sky types of photos with that, so I just think this one was a really pretty one that I wanted to check out. Making a mess on the floor. Okay, a couple more in here. This is, let's see what else did I got. Okay, empty box. Okay, last two that I got in here. This one is Nothing Can Possibly Go Wrong by Prudence Shen and Faith Erin Hicks. I have a book, I think it's called Pumpkinheads by Faith Erin Hicks. She came out with a couple years ago and loved the art style for it, so I definitely wanted to pick this one up. I think this one is like two unlikely friends. Charlie is the captain of the basketball team. Nate is the president of the robotics club. They're friends until Nate declares war on the cheerleaders, and the cheerleaders retaliate by making Charlie their figurehead in the ugliest class election campaign the school has ever seen. I think this one's going to be really cute. I think it's going to be fun. I'm very excited to see what happens with this, so we'll keep you posted on that. Okay, and the last one, oh, this is, again, different than I was thinking some of these were going to end up being. This is... oh, interesting. Okay, so this is Dive by Chris Cull. This essentially is the story of breathing underwater. So I actually just recently got my PADI certification for scuba diving, so I was very intrigued when I saw this. Definitely, again, thought it was more of a graphic novel type of story, but this, I think, basically follows like how people started becoming able to scuba dive, which I think is fascinating. So very intrigued to see how this is. Just the history of it alone, I think, will be very interesting. I think it'll be very simplified because it seems a little bit of a children's book, but I think it's going to be good. So very excited about that. Okay, we're going to start rapid firing through some of these because I have to go to work shortly, and yep, we need to figure this out. Okay, I picked up recently the Unofficial Disney Parks Restaurants book cookbook. I actually realized after I purchased this, I have an official Disney Parks cookbook, so I want to go through and see if there's a lot of overlap. If there is, I'll probably end up donating this one, but definitely wanted to check this one out and see what fun cookbooks I could, or what am I trying to say? Recipes I could try from here. So definitely keep an eye out for that if I do end up doing something like that in a video, which I think would be fun. Next, this is another very pretty edition. I'm very intrigued to see how I feel about this one, but this is Ava's Demon. I actually have seen this recently at Barnes & Noble and it looked really beautiful. The art is stunning. So yeah, I think this one basically follows a girl who discovers a demon that haunts her is actually the spirit of an ancient alien queen. The two form a powerful pact. In exchange for a better life, Ava must help her seek revenge against Titan, the godlike being who destroyed her empire. Very intriguing. I'll be honest, a lot of graphic novels I tend to just kind of buy on impulse based on ratings on Goodreads. So yeah, there's the explanation for that. Another Miss Marple mystery. This is They Do It With Mirrors by Agatha Christie. Very excited about this one, and it also seems pretty short, which we love for a quick read. Speaking of Agatha Christie as well, I also picked up Murder on the Orient Express, the graphic novel. I have the actual book of this, but every once in a while, just reading the graphic novel, I don't know, it just does something for me. So I'm really excited to try this one out. I have seen the movie, but it's been years since it came out and I've seen it. So I think this will be good refresh to remind myself what the story is actually about. Let's see, next, another children's style book I ended up getting was The Return of the Christmas Witch. This is actually by Dan Murphy and Aubrey Plaza. I think this one was so cute. I actually had the original one that I got a couple years ago and really enjoyed it. The art is beautiful in it, so very excited about this one. I think this will be a good continuation of the story. And again, I'm enjoying getting children's books now that I really love that I then can share with future people. So, just things to think about. No, I am not pregnant. Another random graphic novel. I'll be interested to see how this one goes. I think this is definitely for more of a younger audience, but this is Neverlanders. This, I think, follows a collection of people, let's see, they're their own found family. They are then spirited away by the foul-mouthed Tinkerbell and discover Neverland is not just some fun hideaway. It's a war zone under siege by a horde of pirates with a merciless new leader who will stop at nothing to steal the land's magic. Interesting. So we'll see how this one goes. The art looks actually really, really pretty and really cute. So I don't know. I'm excited about this one. I think this one's going to be a fun time. Okay, another very random one. We'll see how this goes. This is Age Matters. Again, another webtoons. I can't help myself. These are a hopeless romantic. He's a reclusive billionaire who hired her to be his assistant, and he's not happy about it either. So I think this one's gonna be maybe a little spicy, a little, I don't know. I think this one's gonna be kind of interesting and cute. And the ratings weren't the best, but the subject title intrigued me enough that I wanted to check it out. So if you've read it, let me know down in the comments below. Okay, next, this is a Unwell Women, The Misdiagnosis and Myth in a Man-Made World by Eleanor Cleghorn. I have recently been reading All in Her Head by Elizabeth Coman and finding it fascinating. So again, kind of in the same vein as the other book, I wanted to just dive a little bit more into this world, and basically the title is self-prescriptive. It's basically just following how women have been treated in the medical field and just things that are a little bit more man-made and things that are a little bit more focused for women. So I'm very intrigued to see what this one has to say for sure. Okay, next, let's talk about Maybe You Should Talk to Someone, the journal. So I picked this one up kind of randomly. I want to do more self-help journals because I feel like they're very productive and helpful. This one just kind of spoke to me. I think this one's more of like therapy-minded thinking versus just like feel-good self-help. So I wanted to lean more into this one. So that's why I picked this one up. Okay, next, let's talk about a very chunky book. This is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I know the sequel to this is coming out sometime this year. This is a chunk of a book. I wanted to try this one out. I know it's very highly rated and very popular on the internet, so I just thought this one would be a good one to pick up. It's a fast-paced fantasy romance that features an immersive, brilliant world with brilliant, mystical, mysterious creatures, a unique magic system, and a love that blazes through the ages. So I'm intrigued by this. It's a chunk, and chunky fantasies right now are a little hard for me to get on board with, but I do think this one's going to be really good whenever I do end up diving in, so keep your eyes out for that when this one does come to fruition. Okay, last couple in this box, we also have A Murder is Announced by Agatha Christie, another Miss Marple mystery book that I'm very excited for, as well as the next edition in the Cursed Princess Club by Lamb Cat. This is one that I've been very excited to read. I need to catch up on this series. I think I might even start it over because I don't remember anything from the first book of this, but this is essentially about a girl that sometimes she's a very unconventionally unattractive girl, and it's kind of like the plot point of this whole thing is her sisters are beautiful, and I think her dad's trying to set her up with a prince and the hijinks that are involved with that. So yeah, very excited to see what happens in this one. But yeah, I think I'm going to end up doing a full Cursed Princess reread of the series so I can remind myself of how this all goes. Okay, friends, and the last two books in this gigantic haul are two very large books. The first one is The Atlas of Atlases. This, again, is kind of one of those random coffee style books that I'm kind of intrigued to see. Essentially, it follows, what's the concept of this? Featuring key cartography work. So I think it like maps different maps as they've kind of existed throughout history, which I find incredibly fascinating. And so I think it's just kind of following the process of how maps evolved over the years and different regions and how they kind of mapped out the world as they saw it at the time. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to read this. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's a chunk. But yeah, very intrigued to see how this one goes. And the last thing that we have here for my haul is, oh, box. Okay, is the illustrated edition of Eragon. Now, if you guys remember, I did do an Eragon readathon a couple of last year, I think it was. Was it last year or maybe even 2 years ago? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. And I didn't totally love it, and I've kind of paused in my reading of the series. I have the next 3 books right there, but I did just think the book was so, I don't know, it's one of those books, weirdly enough, that I can't stop thinking about. So I think I do want to continue on in the series. The art in this does look really beautiful. So I just felt like I had to have it for my shelves. And I do think I want to continue on in the series this year. So if you guys think that's a good idea, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, overall, thought this was a good one to end on. And yeah, there you have it. There are my, I think, 30 plus as they all fall. 30 new books that I'm adding to my stack of shelves this year. I hope I can find space for them all. Wish me luck with that endeavor. But yeah, if there's any of these in particular you guys want to see me read this year, please let me know down in the comments below. I will definitely be doing a reading plans video coming out very soon as well. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to see more of my face, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!